Hot weather, cool finds. Well, welcome to Finding America. It is really nice to see you here. Now, this week's episode has two hunts, and the first one has me returning to that old home with a twisted tree. Now, a lot of you might recall what an amazing place this was and the incredible finds it produced, including an early colonial dagger. So, it was a natural thing for me to want to take my brand new Minelab Equinox 900 back to that very hard-hit spot to see what it might find there. Well, I got there bright and early to try to beat that incredible heat that I knew was coming my way that day. And despite the 94-degree temperatures and a nasty thunderstorm that eventually ended my hunt, I was able to get a few hours in and amazingly headed home with some very cool finds. Well, I am back at the very old home of the twisted tree, built in the 1700s, and just had to come and try the Equinox 900 out here. And I'm still using Park 1, and first signal I got was a big piece of iron. Second signal was giving me a nice high tone here, and you can see the imprint, and there's a coin down there. So I'm gonna get the camera and thought we'd see what it is together. Oh, looks like a wheat penny. I'll definitely take that. It looks like an early one too. Let me get it cleaned up with the Andre pencil and I'll be right back. But very cool. First good find of the day. Well, I'm definitely happy with this one. It's a 1917 World War I era Lincoln wheat penny. Definitely like that. And yeah, it's definitely one that we missed, because I'm in the front of the house, and trust me, Chris and I pounded this area. We found a lot of nice things right here. And this one might have been on edge actually, but it gave me a nice signal. There's no doubt about it. Well, I went over these flagstone pathways here. These are actually the original sidewalks up to the place, and she's ripping them out, redoing them. So I didn't get anything there, but as I came around here and over on the side of the house, now this is the addition that was built in the 1880s, and then right here, this is the original log cabin, 1700s. So very cool. And I got a 27 signal right on the edge of this flower bed by the chimney, and check it out. I caught a flash of it as it fell back in the hole. I got a buffalo nickel, only a couple inches deep. I don't know how we missed that before, but it looks like I've got a date on this one too. Wow, let's see. I'm gonna have to break out the magnifying glass, but isn't that awesome? Buffalo nickel. I thought it was gonna be a Jefferson. It wasn't very deep at all. I guess we just missed this one somehow. Or I know they had some construction stuff stacked up around here because they just put a little addition on the place, so it could have been covered up last time I was here. So very cool, and I'll get it cleaned up, get you a better look at it, but that's awesome. Second good target. I heard the not too distant rumblings of a thunderstorm. Hopefully it misses us, but in the meantime, I'll keep swinging. This one's giving me a 63, and I got this. It's pretty cool. At first I thought it was just a piece of iron. I'm like, no, not at that number. And it appears to be some kind of a brass finial. A little hole right there where it might have slipped on something. But anyway, just cool. So I was just hunting along these newly installed steps, which I have to say look amazing. And this is actually an addition to the original log cabin. And just down here below, got a 30 signal, and I dug out a fired pistol ball. How cool is that? I tell you, it's not everyone that can have a fired pistol ball at the very base of their brand new stone steps. So this place has a lot of history, and it's a lot of fun to detect here. Well, if you guys are new to the channel and hadn't seen the videos I've done here in the past, this was some carvings that were done on the handmade bricks when they first did the addition onto the original 1700s log home as JTB, which were the initials of the owner of the house at that time. And check it out, 1889. That's when they built this addition. And I just think that's so cool, and just had to show you that. But I also got kind of an interesting signal over here. Now, we found a lot of interesting things in this area, most of them really deep. And she is all about finding and recovering the history of this house. So even though these plugs are going to brown, she knows that, and she knows they'll green back up in no time as well. So I was able to dig this large 39 signal. I knew it was going to be big iron. We've dug a lot of iron on this side of the house, and I thought it was going to be a plow point, but I don't think so anymore. Maybe some kind of grate or a fireplace surround. And you see the decorative features of it. So pretty cool. Just wanted to show you that. And I'm going to keep on going and see what else we get here. Well, just working, poking around the front yard here. Got a mid-30 signal dug down. I think I've got a horseshoe. Must have been one we missed here. Let me pull it out. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. That's definitely an oldie. So very cool. I will definitely save that for the homeowner. Well, here's a good look at the famous twisted tree. Now, if you haven't seen the videos I've done here in the past, you probably don't know the story of this one either, but in 1955, a tornado hit this town, and the tree was a pretty young tree, but it got twisted by the tornado, and it got twisted so much it just got twisted tight, and that's how it grew. And you can actually see all the twists and everything in the trunk. And yeah, I actually spoke to a neighbor that remembered that day. So very cool. And this one is pretty interesting. This gave me a 3941, and I dug this up. I knew it was going to be big iron, some kind of a tie down bracket or something, pretty old. And then I checked the hole again, and I was getting a 62 this time that I had no idea was there. And this is what popped out. I don't know what it is yet, but I wanted to grab the camera and we'll take a look at this. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Let me get it cleaned up. We'll see if we can get a better look at this, but it definitely looks pretty old, and I don't know why I'm thinking lock. I don't know. We'll see. Let me get it cleaned up here. Well, I guess that goes with that old saying, trust your gut. It is part of an old padlock. Look at that little skeleton key opening right there, the keyhole. Isn't that pretty cool? Wow. Never seen one like that before. It's definitely old. I'm not sure exactly how old, but I would definitely add the adjective very. That's a great find, and it was completely masked by the iron. That's why I dig it all. Well, this was a very low number, ringing at about 18. But I'm like, well, it sounds good. Let's dig it. And I got something I wasn't expecting at such an old place, but I like that little teddy bear. Must be I don't know what it is. Looks like it was like a scrub brush or something. I'm not even sure if that was my signal. Nope, that is a bonus find. So I'll find out what it is that was giving me the signal in the hole. Probably foil, but hey, what the heck, kind of cool. Well, that was what was giving me my signal, but thanks to that nasty bunch of can slaw right there, I am one teddy bear scrub brush richer. Well, after only getting to hunt for a few hours, that definitely did not scratch my metal detecting itch. And I was chomping at the bit to take the Equinox 900 out on another test. Well, I thought about it and I decided I was going to go down to another spot I have down on the river where the old mill houses once stood. Now, this particular spot has produced amazingly in the past, and I have hunted this place to death with the Equinox 800. Well, I'll tell you what, taking the 900 out there, it really made that old permission feel like a new spot again. Well, I am out bright and early, as usual, trying to beat the heat. We're supposed to get up to about 93 today, yeah, so I'm probably going to get about 4 or 5 hours in before it just becomes miserable. But I am at one of my favorite lots. This is one of the old mill worker houses lots, and there used to be 2 houses that sat on this lot. I found a lot of amazing things over the years. I've been hunting this about 4 years, and that is one of the reasons I'm here. Perfect place to bring the Equinox 900. I'm using that and the 10x5 Coiltech coil and Park 1 program. And my very first target was giving me a 62. Got a chrome bolt about 5 inches down, but there was still something in the plug, and it turned out to be a vintage master lock key. So that's not too shabby for my first target, and can't wait to see what else is here. I'll tell you what, this is a very cool find. I'm going over an area right here that I have literally gone over probably 100 times. I just hunted it. And I'm just going really slow because that's really a key with this particular coil. Well, pretty much any small coil, but really, really slow. And I managed to wiggle out a really nice 2-way repeatable high tone. And of course, I mean going east-west and then north-south. Nice repeatable, very deep too, 10 inches. And I finally got it. I had to work through all these roots down here. And then I got that. And I thought, some aluminum piece of junk. But I always take a good look at everything, and I'm sure glad I did, because you would honestly think this was nothing. But check this out. Look at the initials on it. USR. And down below it's got a patent date of January 30th, 1912. Very, very cool. Now honestly, I'm not sure about USR, if that's United States Reserves, or I have no idea. I thought it was going to be USA, but first thing that popped in my mind is here I am on 4th of July weekend, and that's a pretty darn cool find for this weekend. So I'll get home, do some research on it. Who knows? I have a feeling it might have an interesting story to tell. Well, I've tried figuring this one out, but have not had much luck. I was really hoping it was going to be related to the U.S. Army Reserves, but I've had no luck proving that. I showed it to Chris and he thought it might be the top to an old style glass fuse, but I haven't been able to find a match. So I guess this really interesting piece is going to be this week's mystery find. I'll tell you, this 900, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I don't care. It's true. I'm so impressed with this machine. The 900 is just Man, it's getting some deep targets now. I just got that USR piece, and I went about 8 feet further and got a nice, deep, repeatable high tone, about a 91, and yep, it was way down there. Finally got it up on the drop cloth. I started brushing the dirt, and I think I have something. I just figured we'd find out together. Wow, it's heavy. Oops. See if I can hold on to it. It looks like some kind of a buckle. Look at that. Wow. I'll tell you what, let me go ahead and get this cleaned off. We'll see what we have here, but definitely an old brass buckle, I think. Very cool. Might actually be military. World War I, somewhere around that era maybe. Well, there it is. It's definitely not military, but it's a very old buckle. I've dug this style before. They usually date from the 20s to 30s. And this one does have a pattern or design on it. I'll be able to see it a lot better when I can. This is definitely a good candidate for apple cider vinegar. Nice heavy brass, and should bring out the design. Has some kind of a rectangle here with another design in it possibly, but very nice piece, very old piece, and one that I did not get before with the 800. And I tell you, I have found some amazing things here. Just to give you an idea, if you've been watching my channel a long time, I got the toy gun that had been repaired, and we couldn't help but think that it was a father fixing a gun for his kid. They didn't have a lot of money in this area, so they had to make do with what they had. I've gotten a beautiful old brooch right here. Down here, you might remember the video that I did where I found the Art Deco gold ring with the yellow topaz stone. It's a beautiful piece. And yeah, I might even throw a picture up that to show you. But this whole stretch here has been pounded because I found so many good things, and here I am. I just found 2 more really cool things. Well, this one paid off. Got a nice little high tone, about 93, sometimes as high as 96. Repeatable both ways, about, I'd say 7 inches down. And it came up on my drop cloth. It said it was in this cloth, and I broke it open. Look at there. Might have the edge of a silver dime there, I'm hoping. Let's see what it is. Oh yeah, it's a rosy. I will definitely take that. Heck yeah, 1947. Oh, let me get you in frame here. 1947. Looks like it might have a mint mark. Looks like it may be a D. A little hard to see. I got a lot of sweat in my eyes now. It is definitely creeping up to that 93 degrees. But that definitely made me feel good right there. Well, I was getting a signal in the 80s and dug down about 4 inches. I thought it was another memorial, but no, check it out. Got a nice old weedy. And believe it or not, it's the same date and same mint mark as last week. 57 with the Denver mint mark. I will definitely take that, and yeah, that's a pretty one too. Well, this one was giving me a real nice, repeatable high tone, and it was like 88 to 93 for some reason, because when I went down about 6-7 inches, it was an old weedy. Now out of the hole, it rang 75, 77. So I'm not sure exactly what caused that, but I don't mind. The 91, 93 certainly gets your attention. I wasn't going to miss this wheat penny, but this one's going to be a 56 with the Denver mint mark. So not too bad. I will definitely take it. Down here on the river, and I did get a real big 92 signal standing on edge right up against this root, but kind of got me excited when I saw it, but I don't see anything on it. It's a big old piece of brass, though. Very heavy, too. That breastplate. Well, this is definitely something you find along the river, and but it's also a pretty good sign, too, because it shows that people probably were down here in the early 1900s picnicking. And that's a very old ball jar lid. That one looks a lot like the one I found last week, which was 1910 to 1923. So, and that was about 8 inches down. So a good sign, and hopefully they lost some other things while they were down here. That was a pretty nice signal, ringing about 71. It was just about 4 inches down. I don't know what it is exactly. Some kind of buckle, possibly. It's been up, but it actually has like the letter O. You can see the edge of it here. Same on that side. That is really kind of cool. I just never seen one like that before. So I'll get it cleaned up, get you a better look at it, but that's a pretty cool old brass piece. Well, I think I did it again. Boy, oh boy. I'll tell you, 900 is really stepping up. I have such a blast using this thing. All right, this one was giving me a nice high tone, 82 to 84, repeatable both ways. About 7 inches down, maybe 8, reading on the screen. So I cut a plug and I found out I was a little bit off, so I widened the hole a little bit and got the plug out, and I could see it right away. Look down there. I think I got a silver dime. Isn't that something? Wow. So I'm going to go ahead and pluck it. Get this bug off me. Wow, that is awesome. Truly. Let's get a little water on it. What in the world? Mercury. Oh, it's beautiful. Let's see if I can get the right light here. Ooh, the lighting is definitely off a little. How cool is that? It's a little hard to see. I think it's 39. Ooh, that is awesome. Philadelphia. Oh, that is amazing. Wow. Yeah, and it hit like so hard. It was such an obvious signal. That's pretty impressive. Whew, all right. Well, a couple silver out of this old spot. Well, I was definitely happy with that hunt, and I have to say the Equinox 900 definitely seems to love this over. I've already found 3 silver coins in the last 2 hunts, all from extremely hard hunted ground. Well, some really neat finds made, and here's another look at all the very cool things I was able to pop up in this episode. Well, it's time for one of my favorite parts of the episode, where I can share even more amazing history with you. And that's coming up in just a few seconds. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.